probably address that question amongst ourselves. Now we're running out of time here, and the gentleman there has been waiting for some considerable time, followed by Camilo.
Hello, my name is Douglas Naismith. I'm a Scot living in Galicia, and I'll be re-emigrating back to Scotland in time to progress, obviously. Today is St Valentine's Day, but there seems to be no love coming from Westminster, and there's a lot of threats regarding currency, European Union, which is very important here to Galician fishermen. An enormous industry, possibly 20,000 people, who've been affected by us being thrown out of the European Union or not allowed. They've threatened to block our entry. Could you give us any comment on that? And I'd like to come back into actually forgotten what was
okay. Well, happy Valentine's Day from Scotland to everybody here. We certainly, perhaps unlike David Cameron, do believe in spreading the love and being a member of the family of nations and contributing positively to that relationship. You've remembered your question?
Sorry. Without a microphone it's impossible. And please be very brief.
I meant to ask you, if there's no love on Valentine's Day, how will the negotiations after a yes vote, how do you see it? Is it going to be very nasty, or?
The frank answer to that is that which is laid down in the Edinburgh Agreement itself, and I wrote it down to quote exactly, because this is the legal basis of the referendum. The two governments are committed to continue to work together constructively in the light of the outcome, whatever it is, in the best interests of the people of Scotland and the rest of the United Kingdom. That is a legally binding document, and hence our expectations are based on this.
Okay, now we're not going to have time to take everybody, I can tell you that now, because we have a press conference at 11 which cannot be delayed. But Camilo was next. No, hold on, sorry, Camilo here.
Buen día. Quiero decir en primer lugar que sempre constatei a extraordinaria inteligencia con que está presentando o Scottish National Party a súa proposta de constituirse como un Estado independente na Unión Europea. Sempre admirei a inteligencia con que se predicou que os do non non teñen alternativa, que se Inglaterra, se a Gran Bretaña sai da Unión Europea, os escoceses como cidadáns europeos teñen todo o dereito a permanecer na Unión Europea, cuestión que en sí misma cambia todos os criterios que se utilizan contra a posibilidade de que novos Estados estén presentes na Unión Europea, a inteligencia con que se presenta a capacidade económica e social de Escocia para ser un país independente, pero hoxe, despois de oír os argumentos e de coñecer o contido do libro branco sobre o futuro de Escocia, creo que esa inteligencia está absolutamente confirmada coa elección de Tasmina como predicador da independencia de Escocia. Creo que é unha prova máis desa inteligencia. E, sobre todo, nos anima tamén a ver que realmente as enquisas nos están aproximando a unha independencia de Escocia que prefigura o noso desexo tamén de ser Estados, nacións recollidos como tal, reconhecidos na Unión Europea.
Thank you very much for those kind words. I think it's important, just in closing, I'd like to make one point. What we are seeking from the rest of the United Kingdom is political independence. We have very strong social and cultural ties with the rest of the United Kingdom, and it is our intention to maintain, retain and celebrate all of those in terms of our family and friends who live in the rest of the United Kingdom, and in terms of how we trade